we've had several au pairs. So Crystal is one of many, but she's been great. We really love her. She's just very sweet with the kids and has a wonderful personality. She's very easy to live with. She has a great sense of humor. She does a good job taking care of the boys, and she really does just feel part of the family. And I know that that's really colloquial and it seems kind of naive, but it's true. I think when you really connect with an au pair, they do become part of your family and someone that you really spend your life with, and you involve them in your activities and in your family life. They're not someone who's just there checking in and checking out. They're there for the well-being of your kids, and you look out for their well-being and health, and they look out for you too, which is nice. It hasn't always been perfect. I'm not going to say like every au pair match is out of the park and awesome and wonderful and lovely. There are definitely some that we look back on and it's like, that was okay. Nothing fantastic or special, but then there are some where you really just meet the right person and they really connect with your family and really just seem to be the right person at the right time for your family and your needs. I don't want to make it sound like what we do is the right thing for everybody to do, but we have 4 young boys and we're a busy, active family. I'm really busy with my work schedule. My husband is also really busy with his work schedule, and we both have a lot of demands outside of our children. So, we really interview for people with specific personality traits. Like we need an au pair who's a self-starter. We need an au pair who is okay coming up with activities on their own. I don't have a lot of time for hand-holding. I pretty much want to be able to tell you something once and it gets done, and not everybody can do that, and that's okay. And that's what I tell people when we're interviewing, like, you might not be the right fit for my family, but you might be someone who's perfect for someone else, and we just need to figure that out, because if you try to pretend to be someone that you think I'm gonna like, you're gonna get here and it's gonna fall apart really fast, because I don't want the pretend you, I want the real you, and that has to work. So we really do ask some pretty specific questions in our interview process. We've gotten really good at our interview questions just because we've been doing it for so many years. We also, as I have told my LCC, like, we almost present our job as a challenge. It's not like, I'm not trying to sell them on my family. I tell them it's tough. Like, boys are active. They always want to do stuff. They don't always get along. Sometimes the days feel really long. Sometimes it's not like the happy fun day that you're picturing when you're sitting in a foreign country and you're like, I'm gonna go to America. It's not always like that. There are certainly days when it's a lot of fun, but and so I always tell people, like, you have to think of the worst day and be okay with that because that'll happen, and you're gonna miss your family, and it's gonna be different being there than being here. But and then, like, if someone is still like, all right, I'm ready, I can do this, then I'm like, okay, challenge accepted, you're welcome. So I think in our interview process, we always like to lay it out and be brutally honest about almost more so the low points of the job rather than the high points of the job, so that when people get here, they aren't like, well, you told me it was going to be this way, rather than the reality of what it is. And we live in Minnesota, which is like, good luck, because I think most au pairs are like, I'm going to move to Manhattan, or I'm going to get a job in Malibu, and it's like, no, you're probably going to get a job in Fort Worth, or Memphis, or Minneapolis, or some other Lansing, but it's like, no one really is sitting in France like, oh, I want to go to Minneapolis, St. Paul. But that's where we live. So we always talk a lot about weather. We talk a lot about what it is like to be cold. Crystal is from Guatemala, so she obviously came here right before Thanksgiving, and it was already snowing and freezing, and she had never experienced that kind of weather transition. So I just want people to be fully prepared for what they're getting into. And then we do, of course, talk about the fun stuff too, because it's not all a drag, but there are a lot of cultural things that we do and family vacations that we take together, and but you have to find the joy in the day-to-day. You can't just be waiting for the next family vacation and try to make it through on that, because it's not going to work. I think so. I mean, like I said, we've had some like amazing, outstanding au pairs, and we've had some kind of middling ones, but so the matches haven't always been out of this world, but I think it definitely, at least in my mind, it helps me feel like if things aren't going well, I can honestly tell myself, like, listen, I didn't whitewash this. I didn't try to make this sound like something it wasn't. So, it makes me feel better about where things are. But yeah, I mean, it certainly does winnow out some candidates, because then some people do like Google the weather like I tell them to, and they're like, yeah, no.